for some of these netizens, that's people using the internet. So it's not just for the younger ones, but for some of the elderly ones that are actually making use of the internet.
Welcome to Techpression Special, your go-to for exclusive interviews with technology experts. I am Timmy Tayo. Today we'll be looking at cybersecurity education initiatives, and our guest is Mr. Oluwatobi Loba Ayodele. Welcome to the show. I hope I got your name correctly.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. What are the biggest challenges facing cybersecurity education in Africa, and how can these be addressed effectively?
All right. Thank you once again for this opportunity to feature.
You're welcome.
My name is Oluwatobi, like you had mentioned, the co-founder of Cybersecurity Education Initiative. All right. So down to your question to answer it, the biggest challenges facing Africa, it, it's in multiple facets. All right. We are in a rapid growing field. That's in terms of technological evolution. So, and we tend to see Africa being left behind in some aspects. So, and some of the reasons for this is due to limited resources. All right. So, many educational institutions in Africa lack those adequate resources to actually scale in cybersecurity education. And when we talk about cybersecurity education, we don't want to limit it to just the educational sector. It covers both our average netizens, all right, people that make use of of computers, of mobile phones, anything connected to the internet. And from the COVID-19 period down to this era. So let me just go back to the COVID-19, all right, where
Okay.
everyone was on lockdown. So Nigeria witnessed what we call an hyper digitalization, all right, a rapid adoption of digital technologies. So here you see market women already switching to POS, using online means to transact. All right. And during the cash crunch too as well, whereby the Naira circulation was low, we saw a lot of persons adopting financial technologies. All right. So, but when those technologies are being adopted, what was left behind was the security education. All right, on how to stay safe in this digital era. So one of those things is that there is lack of cybersecurity awareness for some of these netizens. That's people using the internet. So it's not just for the younger ones, but for some of the elderly ones that are actually making use of the internet. And some other things are, let's say, outdated curriculums. All right, so you go to our institutions here, and I will tell you for a fact, I don't think any institution anytime soon will start teaching AI practically, and which in some extent affects the security. Now, since technology is evolving and cybersecurity is intertwined in anything technology, we tend to see that when these technologies are not being taught in school, then the security part of it is being left out. So we need to be able to update our curriculums in Nigeria and also in Africa. Now, going to a very key important thing is the cybersecurity workforce. All right. So currently, in based on some research, we see that cybersecurity globally is short of close to 4 million um, capacity. We are short of like 4 million capacity in terms of the cybersecurity workforce. Now, coming down to Africa, the gap is still very much wide. So if the gap is wide, so who are those persons that are supposed to train the next generation of cybersecurity experts? So with that, there's a shortage in should I say the capacity development in Africa due to the fact that our workforce is not robust. So we tend not to see cybersecurity instructors or professionals in Africa. All right. So just to cut it short, that's just basically some of the challenges that we are currently facing in Africa.
And how
Excuse
it
me.
can be addressed.
All right, so going to how it can be addressed now, I feel there's a need for us to partner. All right, so this cybersecurity affects everyone, both the private, both the private institution, educational institutions, government. So there's a need of synergy. There's a need for partnership across board. All right. So when I talked about the curriculum, take for instance, if we have these um, we have this kind of collaboration. Now, the private sector can tell you, okay, this is what the current trend landscape is. This is where the technology is moving, and educational sectors can actually tailor their curriculum to fit our current cybersecurity climb and our current landscape. All right, even the government coming up with different kind of policies to help our cybersecurity resilience, we further help us to be robust. And take for instance that curriculum. We won't limit it just to let's say higher institution. We can start from the cradle. Nigeria operates a 633 educational system. Take for instance, we are starting from the primary school, infusing cybersecurity into it. You go to secondary school, you learn a little bit about cybersecurity. You go to tertiary, you still also getting a feel of cybersecurity. Now, when this workforce are ready, you tend to see that we are already cybersecurity resilient. All right, because in cybersecurity, one of the weakest link is the humans. So, but if we're able to train our workforce from a very tender age, we can be able to address some of those issues. Now, those kids, those individuals, those graduates can still transfer those education, cybersecurity education to their loved ones, to people around them. All right. And also, we want to see private institutions invest in cybersecurity vocational training, practical stuffs. All right, we're not talking about just the theoretical aspect of things. We want to see how these things are actually done practically. So, infrastructure development, we want to see cybersecurity establishments being set up. Okay, we want to see whereby we have security research labs, we have tools being set up. So with that, we can be able to like solve a particular part of this particular problem in terms of workforce. All right. And now there's a problem that Nigeria and even Africa currently have. We don't have what we call data sovereignty, given the fact that we are totally dependent on outside technology. So we tend to like depend on them for everything. So at some point, you see that we don't have this data sovereignty to ourselves, which tend to affect the way we use this technology, tends to affect the way we adopt it, the way we work with it. All right. So, but if we tend to start making localized solutions, indigenous solutions from Africa, we won't have some of these issues. The dollar is rising. You can see that cybersecurity solutions too is also on the rise. But when we are able to create these innovation hubs, the cybersecurity labs and research and development, invest into it, we can tend to like create a much more educated workforce and also create cybersecurity solutions.
Okay. Ah, that was quite extensive. Okay. What are some successful examples of cybersecurity training programs in Africa that other regions can learn from? Take, for instance, early this week, we have Morocco ranking 55th among 70 countries. They are actually doing well in the area of cybersecurity working system. So, what are the successful examples of cybersecurity training programs that we can adopt, especially in Africa?
All right. So when we talk about cybersecurity training program, like I said, it doesn't limit it to just the institution. Take for instance, we at Cybersecurity Education Initiative. We have done countless of education across board. All right. So early last year, or rather late last year, that's October, which is the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So the Cybersecurity Education Initiative um, organized trainings, cybersecurity trainings, awareness trainings for government offices in Niger State, for instance. We did cybersecurity training to educate government government staffs in Niger State, and as well as we did cybersecurity training for ministry department and agencies in Abuja, whereby we invited different ministries to come and partake in our cybersecurity training, where we had tabletop exercise. Because if you look at, let's go back to 2020 during the NSAS period, like, not okay, that's, yeah, NSAS period is still 2020. All right. So if we go back to the NSAS period, you see a situation whereby, due to what is happening, .gov domains, that's the government-based TLDs, were being attacked. All right. So we try to see how we can build resilience in our government by actually giving them that education. So we are the Cybersecurity Education Initiative also came up with that kind of training to train ministries and different departments and agencies. And also we did cybersecurity training and awareness.
Okay.
In where who can be affected by cybersecurity. Now, of recent, we just concluded one in Plateau, just which we call digital literacy for women traders. All right, I told you about the hyper digitalization of the current Nigerian market, and we observed that okay, some of these women that are in these rural areas are already adopting this technology but are not safe. So we provide them with different amenities on how to scale their business. All right, so but while we are doing that, we also provided them the needed education to actually stay safe online, to actually know how to be secured about these things. So in turn, all these little trainings that the cybersecurity educations initiative
Yeah.
is actually doing is actually building our cybersecurity index as well as building our cybersecurity resilience. So in turn tends to make us more secure. So I feel those are some of the trainings and some of the things that people can actually still look forward to and
We can
adopt.
adopt.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, how can international collaboration help improve cybersecurity education and awareness in Africa?
All right. So when we talk about international collaboration now,
Yeah.
we know that some of the attacks that happens come from international different international countries. So we're looking at threat intelligence sharing and exchange, whereby we are collaborating, sharing different intelligence amongst ourselves. Okay, there's a particular threat that is currently ongoing. I would say international organization sharing some of these things. So it's not just limited to just in Nigeria. So across board in Africa, all right, if there's a new threat and we are already exchanging information about this threat, it tends to make us more proactive, tends to make us more ready. All right, so our readiness, cybersecurity readiness, is improved due to such kind of international collaboration. And in terms of international collaboration, we've seen situations whereby international organizations and country foreign aids come into place to actually aid in our own cybersecurity resilience in Africa, to actually build capacity, to actually build up initiatives that can actually help. I told you about the fact that we rely on some of their own technology. We also rely on some of their own educations. All right, you see different cybersecurity training, you see different cybersecurity materials online that are still European based, they are still international based. But when we come back and we see what do we call it, the exchange rate, it affects us in a way whereby our counterpart, or rather our people, our indigenous cybersecurity professional here cannot meet up to that standard. So international collaboration will help to foster the cybersecurity education, subsidize certain certifications for uh, countries in Africa. And with these, you can see that this collaboration can help improve our own cybersecurity space. And we cybersecurity education initiative has always been a benefit of foreign aids and international collaboration, which help us
Oh,
to implement some of our projects across boards. Yeah.
oh, okay. Before I go ahead to ask about Africa Cyber Fest, how can we address the shortage of qualified cybersecurity professionals? How can we tackle it?
Now, for us to be able to tackle that, we need to be able to invest more in education. All right, we need to be able to invest more in building capacity, because this shortage is something that is all over, it's global. All right, so we need to be able to come down and infuse, like I said earlier, the cybersecurity into our curriculum from the very basics. All right, so we shouldn't limit it to just let's say the higher institutions or different certifications that are being taken. We should be able to like get the curriculum into our educational system so that we can have young persons that are interested to build interest from a very young age. All right, so from our tertiary institution, we should not only focus on just the theory, but we can also focus more on the practical capacity
The
that.
practical aspect.
Yeah, and private sector should also invest in innovation hubs. Like I say, you go to school and you set up a cybersecurity lab, a cybersecurity center, all right, where people can actually come, research, and develop. When all these facilities are in play, it fosters capacity our own cybersecurity space. And we cybersecurity education initiative has always been a benefit of foreign aid and international collaboration, which help us to implement some of our projects across boards. Yeah.
Okay. Africa Cyber Fest is around the corner, so would you like to shed more light concerning the program?
Conference for youth. It's a youth focused conference whereby we want to tackle an issue. All right. So the issue is cybercrime. That's why our topic is youth focused approach in tackling cybercrime. All right. So we're not just limiting it to just that. It's also an avenue where people can come to network. All right. Build capacity, build a network. All right. And also get something to take home with in terms of meeting prospective employers, meeting peers, meeting persons that can help build your career. And why do we tag term it the youth focused approach in tackling cybercrime? Cybercrime in Nigeria has been a very prevalent issue. And we at SciSec, we all what we hope to do, we focus. We are an initiative based, should I say, yeah, an initiative based organization whereby we focus on tackling this prevalent issue of cybercrime through novel and sustainable means. So we are bringing people together. Let's discuss about this issue in Africa because now 7 out of 10 persons will definitely know a cyber criminal in Nigeria. All right,
That's right.
and if you go to some location where we call the odd zones, close to 9 out of 10 individuals, young youths in that locations are actually engaged or let's say at risk of getting into cybercrime. So we shouldn't keep a blind eye to it. Most people feel that doesn't have a solution, but we will say no, there's a solution to this. Let's come together and tackle it. There was a released cybercrime index by some professor from Oxford University, which placed Nigeria at number 5 in the world. And what they placed us at was due to scamming. All right. So if we're keeping quiet or if we are not preferring solution, if we're not talking about these things, then we are just letting it to grow. All right. So but if we are if we're bringing persons, international, we're bringing, should I say, experts, cybersecurity experts from different part of the world to talk about these things and to see how we can foster collaboration to fight these things, then I feel we are moving in the right direction. All right. So, and the African Cyber Fest is not just focused on that. We're going to be having lightning sections. We're going to be having panelist sections. We're going to be having
Yeah.
hacking demos. All right. A variety of different things. All right. People will come from different places in Nigeria to come for this African Cyber Fest. So it's a very great, should I say, conference and endures everybody in cybersecurity or anyone doing cybersecurity to be a part of it to actually gain from it.
Of course, you can see that kind of flyer or details about the program and not see that it's power packed. All right, that's where we are going to draw the curtain right now on Depression Special. Thank you very much, Mr. Oluwatobi Ayodele. Thank you for those insights and then wealth of experience you've shared with us and then possible solution regarding tackling cybersecurity in Africa at large.
Thank you very much for having me. I really do
All
appreciate this
right,
opportunity to bring this to you.
all right. Thank you very much. Still have a great day ahead. Thank you. Bye. And we've come to the end of Tech Pression Special. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and visit our website on www.techpression.com. I'll see you next time.